Welcome back to Shoptalk number 16.
16?
16?
Yeah, 16!
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
It's too hard to do this.
Yeah.
I guess we should turn that off.
Sure, yeah. For those of you who don't know, an air conditioner works great as a dehumidifier. So that works awesome in the summer. Anyways, today we are going to talk about cases and pros and cons between different cases. What we like, what we
Don't know.
like.
What we do know.
Yeah.
What we don't know.
Yeah.
Just for opening up the conversation, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as guitar makers, it's something that you obviously have to deal with because you can't just sell your guitars without a case. I suppose you could. But
Yeah, it's
I would
interesting because you
recommend-
can buy guitars without a case.
Yeah, usually factory made guitars. I think.
Certain ones, yeah, I don't know.
Now, what are the different kinds of cases? There's soft cases, like this one.
So in this case, it's a soft one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
And that's, I mean, those are great for, they're lightweight.
Yeah.
And often they have a layer of foam, so there is
some
thermal
stiffness and protection to it.
I wouldn't say there's a whole lot of moisture protection. Like if you're
Okay,
you know,
so
walking from one to a gig and you're backpacking your guitar and then it starts to pour, then
this would
that
probably
could be-
keep out the rain, actually.
Yeah.
I would think so. It does seem a little bit like it
Okay.
could be waterproofish.
Right.
I should pour water on it and see.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: is that what are we putting it in a case for? So let's list some reasons why we have it in a case. Okay, so one is for protection, of course, from being, beat up.
Yeah.
Or broken is even more extreme if you happen to be traveling with somebody who's dumb enough to just. Not that they're that dumb, they just don't know.
It just happens.
Yeah.
Things like that just happen. Or if you're in a
So this
full-
one, you see, will not provide that much stability for that kind of an issue.
Yeah.
It does provide some if you just happen to have something bang against it a little bit. So there's that protection, but then there's also, as you were saying, like climate control.
Yeah, climate control. That's a big one, especially for climates like ours. Because we have such dry winters.
Right.
The humid summers aren't as much of an issue, but like dryness, you get cracks if it gets too dry.
Right.
And
So
oftentimes,
if I'm going to a gig in the winter.
yeah, if you're going from outside the house,
Right.
or inside the house and going outside without a case, actually those sudden changes are usually the most
Would this one provide
damaging.
any help with
Yeah,
that?
that would
Some.
definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Because there's a layer of foam, so you're not getting, the temperature's not going to drop really quickly.
Okay.
I wouldn't highly recommend it, obviously.
But you wouldn't even highly recommend in the middle of winter taking it out in any case, really.
There's
There's no good.
none of it's ideal.
It's not a good case.
No. But, no, I mean, a case like this,
Yeah.
or like a Hoffy case, they're really well sealed. So, and they have a lot of padding and foam inside. So, there's a lot of insulation.
Do you guys want to see inside this?
Yeah.
So let's see what he's talking about.
So, there's a lot of padding in there, thick padding, and that all helps to regulate the temperature and the humidity as well.
Okay, and there's also a headrest on this.
That's another important feature. I think most cases don't have them, but oftentimes when a guitar breaks at the head, right at the nut area, it's because of whiplash. So if the guitar case fell like this, bang, and then the head went,
Yeah. It just
that's-
keeps on going.
Yeah, but if you have a cradle like that, it prevents that from
Yeah, you should create it right around your nuts.
right around the
there.
nuts. Yeah,
Yeah.
and the head.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, this is obviously, it's tricky because there's, as far as prices goes, there's no in between, it seems. There's cheap cases, which are like $100,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a big gap, and then you get to like the main, like the custom cases, which are, you know, $800 or more, at least $800. So, to give you an idea, these main stage cases retail for, I think it's $1,600. So that's a lot.
But they do stick your
Yeah.
logo on there,
That's
so I
extra.
mean, that was extra.
Yeah, it's extra.
Ah.
Yeah.
And
But-
we're in the wrong business.
But a case like this, it's made for a touring musician. Like it's good for flights. It's good for getting bumped and.
So if you're wanting to take your guitar out for a concert in Vancouver,
Mhm.
this is the case you want.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, these are also custom for every guitar.
Yeah. So they have to be made specifically. You have to actually give them dimensions and everything for this.
Right.
A tip for guitar makers out there, if you're just starting out, and as far as designing shapes, design your shapes to fit into a standard guitar case.
If you're not ready to go down the custom case.
Well,
route.
yeah, if you're
if you just started out.
if you're
with
just
guitar.
starting and you're charging $3,000 for a
Yeah.
guitar, you can't.
You don't want to charge
three-
half that again
Yeah.
for a case.
Yeah.
To put that guitar in.
Yeah.
When they may only, and then so here's the thing. So we're talking about this if I'm going on a flight and I'm tossing this in the back of like a touring van. This would be nice to have.
Mhm.
But what about a one like that one?
Yeah. So this one, I'd say it's a really good happy medium, I think. And that's just there's a guitar in here, so I have to be a little bit more careful. But this is a hard shell. It's a plywood case, basically.
Mm-hmm.
These ones have an arch, which gives it a little bit more protection. It's a little bit sturdier,
Right.
right before it caves in. Some of them have arches on the back. This one doesn't. But the plywood in the case actually helps to regulate the climate in the
Okay.
case as well. So it's a bit more protection for the guitar
Right.
alone, because it takes longer for the climate in the case to change because of the mass of everything around it.
Right.
Yeah, the only downside to this is if it's being bumped and scratched, this is just a layer that's glued on top.
Right.
So it's going to get peeled and scratched up.
Yeah. Which can look cool.
It can look cool, or it can
Yeah.
go through.
Or it can look like garbage. Or it can be
Yeah.
dangerous.
Also, often these cases, the latches don't line up perfectly, so the seal isn't great. It's not the perfect solution, obviously, but these cases are about I think they're under $150.
And so, like, for somebody like me who's just keeping my guitar basically in the house with me,
Mhm.
and I just keep it in the case so that it doesn't get too dry in the winter,
This is perfect.
then it should be great. I can throw it in the car, run down to camp.
Mhm.
I don't have a camp, but you know,
Yeah.
run it somewhere. But then I don't have to worry about it too much.
Yeah.
But you do have to be cautious about. Well, you should anyway.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have it in.
Yeah. But yeah, what
yeah.
are other options? There's other types of cases too. There's the trick cases, which are really nice. Those are I think they're made by Godin. They're the styrofoam ones,
Oh, right, yeah.
but they're wrapped in cloth. So the nice thing about that is there's a lot of thermal protection,
Right.
and they're lightweight.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest complaints for hard shell cases is the weight.
They're heavy.
So if you're traveling between gigs, if you're
Right.
hurling your guitar into the back of the
Yeah.
van, it's heavy, so you can't hurl it as far as the front.
Yeah, not as. Yeah.
So
Right, cool. So, what are some other options I was just thinking about in the house?
mhm.
If I wanted to improve my humidity control, what could I do?
Well, I always think that it's actually best if you can control the room that it's in.
Why is that?
Now, well, because if you have humidity packs or the other humidifiers in your guitar, they often run out. Like they'll run out very quickly if it's dry,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard to keep on top of that,
And
it's not perfectly calibrated.
and then when you pull it out, what happens?
Yeah, it's dry. So,
To do a dry environment.
but
So
also, yeah, I mean, how conducive is it? How often are you gonna play your guitar if it's in the case?
well,
That's one thing that I find for me.
Mhm.
I don't play my guitar nearly as much when it's in the case.
yeah.
If it's hanging on the wall.
Yeah, I play the one that's hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
Which is the cheapest one I got.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's right there.
But it's right there.
Accessible.
Also, when I'm right now, anyway, I can let it bash the piano that's also right there. And I got a lot of junk around my desk right now, so it's all right. But yeah, in the future, it's nice to have it. So you're saying you got to make your whole house basically feel at least,
Well, yeah, or a room,
or
I would say, yeah. So if you have a room that you can make your music room, then
So,
put,
yeah.
put a good
So-
humidifier in it.
So what if I had that, and then why would, and that's where I was always playing my guitar, why do I even need a case?
Then I guess you don't. If you're never gonna take it out of that environment,
Yeah,
hang it on the wall and forget about it.
well, and play it,
I mean, right.
and have fun.
Yeah.
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 Actually, my guitar is always hanging in here, and I play it.
Yeah.
All the time when I walk in here.
Yeah. And it's in the perfect
Humidity.
humidity.
I really should just keep all my guitars out here. What I'm planning on doing when we build another shop, if we ever get to, is to have a room which is attached, and that's where all my guitars went.
Yeah. All the music
Always
instruments.
just ready to be played and
Yeah.
hanging there. But I mean, you can't afford to do that for most people.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
yeah, cool. So we have low range-ish. This is still not the lowest of ranges. There is the hard shell cases that are like super cheap, but they're okay.
Yeah.
They're just
They
a
are
little
a
more likely to
protective
break.
layer on the outside.
They're just more likely to break. Actually, is about
Yeah.
it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you can go super expensive if you're a traveling, gigging musician, or you can just get this if you want a quick run to a gig. That's why they call it a gig bag.
Not recommended for flying with.
No, not
Although
recommended to
sometimes
fly
they'll
with.
let you put it in the closet of the airplane.
If you have a small one, if you had like a small parlor with a short scale
Yeah, Nick. Yeah.
neck, you could actually toss it in one of those. You can actually put it in the overhead compartment.
Yeah.
That's what I did with my guitar.
Yeah. That's handy.
That is handy.
Yeah. Oftentimes these bigger hard shell cases, the flight attendants will see that and they'll say, "Oh, that's got to go underneath."
Yeah.
So that's scary, but usually you can kind of fight with them and get them to put it in the closet in the front
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, you just don't even want to fly with guitars if you can help it. That's really what it
It's
comes down
awkward.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Anyways,
Yeah, so
That's-
that's what we got today, right?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
about it. I mean, I think that's the main. Those are the main.
That is the
pieces.
main state. It's main case.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
But these are the Boblin cases, by the way.
Okay.
They're made in Montreal.
Okay. And those are main stage are made in
main
Nova
stage
Scotia.
cases, yeah, I believe. New Brunswick.
And this is a Seagull gig bag made in Montreal.
Yeah. Sponsored by.
Actually,
just kidding.
Eastern Canada makes a lot of cases, eh?
It seems like it.
Yeah.
Eh? Yeah. Anyways, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, and if you have any ideas for of other cases and ways to protect your guitars and move them around, let us know. Yeah, and we'll give you a shout out in the next video because that'll be special. Otherwise, have a good one. Peace out.